get ready with me as I tell you how I got Mowgli from this to this. Whenever I post a video of a before and after of Mowgli, I always get a bunch of you who ask what I did to help her get there, so I thought I'd share the story. About a little over a year ago, my first dog died unexpectedly. Basically, he had a bunch of seizures, and I wasn't around for those, and he basically just died from all those seizures. It was really sad. He was a border collie. He was only 4 years old. Right away, I knew that I wanted another dog. For a moment, I thought I would want maybe try out having a cat. I didn't really grow up with dogs or cats, but I always wanted one. I always put a dog on my wish list, a dog and a horse. I was definitely a horse and dog girl. One thing about me is I do really like walking, and I love the idea of having a dog with me to go on walks. It just feels safer. Feels like I always have a friend going on a walk with me. So in the end, I was like, I think I just want a dog, and then once I have my own place, I'll get a cat. I kept looking for dogs while I was on a trip because I knew I didn't want to get a dog while I was about to leave for a trip. So I just kind of kept looking at animal shelters. I knew I wanted to adopt. I had adopted my last dog, so I wanted to do it. I just wanted to do it again. And that's when I found Mowgli. I actually saw her on the weekend, and they were closed on the weekend. And I literally wanted her right away, and the animal shelter had weird hours where I wasn't gonna be able to pick her up. So I actually sent my friend to go pick her up. And so he went and picked her up for me, and when I came home, I was a little nervous. What did I get myself into? Right away, she was having issues. She was losing her hair. She was itchy all the time. She was really scrawny, so I knew she had kind of already come from a rough background. And so I took her to the vet, and the first vet I took her to gave me such a hard time for getting a German Shepherd. She was like, do you know what you're getting yourself into? And honestly, valid, but she never even asked, what was my history with dogs, if I had ever, had a dog before. I think she just saw me and thought that I was, this young girl who got a dog and just didn't think anything of it and was gonna, send it back into the shelter, which is fair. I think I was just more upset that she never asked me. So finally I was like, I did have a border collie before this, so, if anything, this is a step down from what I had before. And, that kind of got her to, I think take me a little bit more seriously, but I was still a little annoyed by that. She's doing, a checkup, and I'm like, okay, yeah, she's, itching all the time. She's starting to lose hair. She also, smells, and I already, bathed her. Do you have any idea, what could be wrong? And she's just like, oh, German Shepherds have allergy problems all the time, just cut out chicken and beef. Right away, I was kind of annoyed because I was like, I don't really think this is, a food allergy thing, but whatever, I'll give it a try. So I put her, on an all-fish food diet, and if anything, everything got worse. So took her to a different vet. Same thing. They were like, yeah, I would keep her off the chicken and beef, and also she probably has a yeast infection. So they had me get this shampoo off Amazon, and no, they had me get a mousse, but I also got the shampoo. And they were like, this should help clear it up, and it did nothing. So I was getting kind of frustrated that I'd gone to 2 vets, and they basically just kind of blew me off. They didn't want a follow-up or anything. They were like, do this and it'll be. So Christmas time last year, this was her. She basically was far worse, and I was freaking out that I was about to lose another dog, and I was like, I guess this is a sign that I must get a cat. But the next day I started looking at really high-rated vets, or just vets with really good reviews, and asking people around, and I found a vet, and so I got her scheduled to go. And in the meantime, I was researching crazy what it could be, and the only thing I could think of is that she had mange, because the other thing was I started getting really itchy, and there's not a lot of things that dogs can pass on to humans, but mange is one of them. So I was pretty sure she had mange, so I bought this shampoo off Amazon, I started noticing that she like wasn't as itchy. I also used it on myself. I was getting less itchy. I noticed whenever I got wet, that's like when I would like feel like I had to scratch like crazy. So by the time I got to the vet, she wasn't as itchy, but she was still in like pretty bad condition. So I kind of like brought him up everything that was going on. I was like, I think it's mange, might not even be mange. He was like, let's just test for it. It doesn't hurt to do that. And so he took like 6 swatches in different areas, came back, and he was like, I didn't find any live or dead mites. Doesn't mean she didn't have mange at some point and you could have just like killed it off. Let's just go ahead and give her some ivermectin and put her on an antibiotic and just kind of go from there. So I gave her the antibiotic. I think she was on it, sorry, this is a year ago, somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks. I think I might have started off strong, and then we started like taping her off the antibiotic, and so that's why I might not be able to remember that. I also wanted all her hair to come back, and I felt like I had a chance, and she was still like really young and growing, and so I just looked up everything that could help. One of the first things I saw was like high omega diet, which she was already like having an all fish diet because, or like there was no like chicken or beef, you know what I mean. And so I just added this omega into her food like once a day, and then and this is the food that she had. It's kind of expensive, but I still think it helps with her fur, because probably like 6 months ago I was like, okay, I'm tired of paying for how much this costs, so I'm going to switch to a different, just cheaper brand. And all of a sudden Mowgli's hair was like so coarse and it was like kind of falling out again, so I switched her back. I've tried the beef and chicken of this brand and it still works great. I just stick with the fish one because I really do feel like it helps her coat be softer. And over the next few months her hair started growing back in and it was really exciting. I was trying to document it as much as I could. Honestly, I should have done more because I feel like I just have the same progress videos, but it did kind of happen quick. I mean, I'd say the first month felt slow, but then looking back, I'm like, that actually went by fast. I also fed her a high nutrition gel to try to get her to gain some weight. I noticed whenever I fed her 3 times a day, she would get diarrhea. Like, it didn't matter. I even like tried switching it up where I would do like an egg instead of like her kibble during the day, or smaller quantities and doing it like 6 times a day. It didn't matter, she would just get diarrhea. So I would feed her twice a day and then I would give her the nutrition gel. Now she's back to normal. She really doesn't have any issues. She's in great health. I'm really excited about that. My favorite thing is when people are like, oh, what, like fluffy girl, or like they just like say something and I'm like, oh, she wasn't always like that, and then I show her a picture and people are like, what? I am really excited that she's come so far and she's gotten better. But that's kind of like the jumble version of it all. And if you guys have any more questions for me, just let me know.